Hello my dear students, welcome to this narcotic analgesic series, and today we are in part 4 and I am discussing with you disconnection approach. In the last lecture we have seen the different derivatives of morphine and their SAR. Today we supposed to study disconnection approach of a narcotic analgesic. So when morphine was discovered, it was one of the potent analgesic of that time. But one of the major limitation of morphine was its habit forming tendency, or I can say that addiction was one of the major problem. And because of that one, it could not be used into the therapy, and hence being a medicinal chemist, it is our responsibility to synthesize such kind of morphine molecule or to synthesize such kind of morphine derivatives which should have the analgesic activity, as well as they should be free from habit forming tendency, or I can say that addiction. So in this approach, people try to synthesize different derivatives of morphine, which we have seen in the last lecture. For example, they synthesize codeine, where they replace hydroxy group with a methoxy. They also synthesize heroin, where they replace both the hydroxy with a diacetyl group, and likewise they synthesize different derivatives of morphine. But unfortunately no one derivatives was found to be having a less habit forming tendency as compared to the morphine. Later they studied the binding of morphine to the mu kappa and delta receptor, okay, and they observed that whole structure of morphine is not essential for binding with receptor, okay. So their study indicates that morphine with this phenyl ring, you can see that this is a phenyl ring and this is also phenyl ring. With the help of this phenyl ring, it is binding with flat portion of the receptor. With the help of this asymmetric carbon atom, where you can see over here, okay, it is essential because this asymmetric carbon atom puts this ethylene linkage in appropriate pocket. Later you can see that this is ethyl linkage. Where ethyl linkage, it is binding with the cavity which is located into the receptor, okay, and here nitrogen is there, okay, and in the body I told you earlier that it gets cauterized in body fluid, and via this cauterized nitrogen it is binding with anionic site. It means only this 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of morphine are essential for binding with receptor, and remaining is not essential. So later what people did, then they tried to remove all kind of unnecessary part and try to synthesize the new derivatives and check for the analgesic as well as habit forming tendency, and they got very interesting result. For example, the first lead molecule, I can say that morphine was also lead molecule, and from morphine they got another lead molecule, okay. How they got the lead molecule, I'll explain over here. So people they try to keep only the basic pharmacophore, okay, and they try to remove an unwanted part of morphine. For example, in methadone series, okay, you can see that in methadone series, this is basic pharmacophore of morphine is a phenyl ring, asymmetric carbon atom, okay, this ethyl linkage and nitrogen. So from morphine they got the methadone, and you can see that in methadone you will find a phenyl ring followed by asymmetric carbon atom and this ethyl linkage and nitrogen. In this way they got the methadone, okay. In meperidine series they also did the same thing, where they removed all the 3 rings, for example the cyclohexane ring, as well as this cyclic ether, and they just keep phenyl and this ethylene link, cyclized ethylene linkage, okay. Likewise you can see that this is the same structure, okay, and meperidine is also following the is also having all kind of pharmacophoric feature which is required for binding with receptor. Here you can see that this is a phenyl ring, this is asymmetric carbon atom, and the distance between the nitrogen and asymmetric carbon atom should be of 2 carbon. Here you can see that 2 carbon gap, okay, and hence later they observed that meperidine is also having a good analgesic activity and it has less habit forming tendency. So this is another lead molecule which they got from morphine called as a meperidine. In your syllabus only these two structures are there, that is methadone and meperidine, but in disconnection approach at least you have to draw the 3 to 4 structure. In N-methyl morphine, and you can see that they simply removed the ether part, okay, cyclic ether part, okay, and whole structure is as it is, okay. So in this way they got the another lead molecule N-methyl morphinon, okay. And in case of benzomorphone, you can see that they removed this cyclohexene as well as a cyclic ether part, and just they kept two ring, that is a that is a phenyl and cyclohexane, okay. In this way they got the another lead molecule, that is a benzomorphone. So in all the four structure you can find out that you can see that they just try to keep the basic pharmacophore. What is basic pharmacophore? Phenyl ring or one asymmetric carbon and ethyl linkage and nitrogen. And in this way they got the four different lead molecule, okay. And all the four different lead molecule, they have less habit forming tendency and they have good analgesic activity. In this way nowadays we are using the methadone analogs, we are using meperidine analogs, we are using benzomorphone analogs and N-methyl morphine analogs. I would like to add over here that later people they synthesize further derivatives of methadone. Later people they synthesize different derivatives of meperidine, okay. And in this way the series of meperidine and its derivatives were evolved. In this way methadone and its derivatives were evolved. So hence in your classification you can see that first we have seen the morphine and its derivatives, but all the derivatives they similar to the morphine have the habit forming tendency. And here you can see that via disconnection approach we got the meperidine and methadone. Later people synthesize further derivatives of meperidine, and hence such kind of molecules are known as meperidine derivatives. In the same way people later synthesized the methadone derivatives, and hence that series is called as a methadone derivatives, okay. In the next coming lecture we will see meperidine derivatives and methadone derivatives. Thank you for watching this lecture.